Perhaps Commissioner Higgins has reversed what Commissioner Ravella did, but I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because we had an informational forum in July when we thought that the police officers were at fault for this data discrepancy. But now we've had this investigation come out. The data discrepancy still exists. It's yet to be explained. And we're not having another forum to look at anybody else. And that's the way that law enforcement officers look at it. Okay, they thought it was us, it wasn't us. Now they're not interested in looking at anybody else. You can't blame them.
How do you get more troopers?
How do we recruit more people? Listen, I'm not here to speak opposite of what the unions have to say. But up until 2019, 2020, there was hundreds, if not thousands of police applicants showing up for, in smaller towns, you get a couple of hundred for maybe 5, 6 jobs. Cities, you get a couple of thousand for maybe 100 jobs. Now it's the opposite. And you think about the effect that could have. And you consider the fact that Derek Chauvin was hired in the wake of the Mark Furman incident, when police morale in this country was at an all-time low. Police officers have to work. We don't close on Christmas. We don't close on Thanksgiving. They're there. So we need to fill those spots. So what inevitably happens, and this is not a disparagement against anybody who's been hired recently, you're forced to lower your standards. Or you're picking from a pool that is not as diverse, perhaps, or is not as wide, or is not as big. So what you're going to get is less than what you would get if there's more applicants. That's natural. So you look at that and say, okay, not only do we not have enough officers, but we're taking anybody who's coming forward that can pass the test. What kind of effect is that going to have? And we're going to continue in this same algorithm that we've done forever until somebody stands up. And you don't have to take my word for it. Go look down in Washington, D.C. They passed a bunch of anti-police stuff. And what are they doing now? They're going to Newton's third law, equal and opposite reaction. They're going the exact opposite way. They're going, in my opinion, over the top to try to correct this issue. And we're going to keep going back and forth until somebody stands up and says enough is enough, and we need to get common sense about this, stay in the middle, and make this assertion. We can have a law enforcement, a police force in the United States of America that is transparent and accountable when they are wrong, and empowered and supported when they are right. It seems simple, but apparently it's not simple here. I have no issue with the governor's bill, section 1, saying any person who lies in a law enforcement record is guilty of a crime. I have no issue with that. The issue that I take is he narrowed it down to just police officers. So he's standing there saying if a dispatcher makes a false contribution to a law enforcement record, not a crime. Employee at CIB does, not a crime. Prosecutor at the court does, not a crime. Police officer does it, felon. That's fair? That's what I have a problem with, Susan. I don't have a problem with holding people accountable. I have a problem that we hold certain people accountable and not others when we're talking about criminal law. You want to hold police officers to a higher standard? Culturally? Fine. You want to hold them to a higher standard in the certification that the state gives them? Fine. But you're going to put different set of crimes and put them in jail, different than everybody else in the United States of America? No. I think it's more important that officers are out stopping speeders and cell phone and distracted driving and drunk drivers? Yes, I do. And I will tell you what I've told every one of them. The day they can put a police officer in front of me that says, geez, Greg, I'd really like to get to those speeders, but I'm so darn busy with the out taillights I can't get to it, then I'll listen. And that was 2 years ago, and they haven't found one yet, and I don't think they will.